I need to open my Hero box, bro. I'm gonna post that I'm going live too. What up, brother? How we doing? Good, but you got in here quick, brother. Holy shit. Elijah, what's up, bro? How are we doing? Yo, you guys are quick. I haven't even posted on IG yet. That's crazy, dude. I'm just eating some wheat thins, getting ready to open my box from Arrow. What are you doing? Dude, question. For the three of you that are in here, is your theater getting alpha or no? What up? I looked up Alpha. Julia DeCarno's new movie is coming out this week, but nowhere near me's playing it, bro. I don't know why. Elijah, you're so nice to me, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, my theater doesn't have it either, and it's really annoying. You need to reach out for a screener or something. So how does this work? Do you guys get notified when I go live or what? Because you guys got in here quick. What'd I get? Oh, hell yeah. So this isn't horror, but this is my childhood, dude. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. That's my childhood right there. Yes, sir. You get notifications in your head? Same. Okay. One moment. I'm going to post this to IG quick. Go like, hell yeah. Dude, you guys are so fun. Thank you so much. We live on YouTube. What have you guys been watching? Dude, I watched Do Not Enter yesterday. Do not watch that. You are getting alpha. Dude, I'm jealous of you. I want to see alpha so bad. Dude, Elijah. Project Hail Mary. Fantastic, bro. Shelter? What a lot of movies called Shelter. What was that? Is that new? Or what? Sorry. I'm enjoying a snack. A little snacky. Oh, Jason Statham. Oh, okay. Dude, Project Hail Mary is so good. I didn't know that I was going to be getting emotional about a fucking rock, but here we are. How do I share this shit? View channel. Oh, I'm live. Hell yeah. Share. Copy link. Dude, Project Hail Mary was super good. Link. One moment. Watch here. Dude, I gotta record a podcast tomorrow too. And then I've been watching films for Unnamed Film Festival. Dude, yeah, I totally didn't sign up for the Unnamed footage festival. I really want to see Looky Loo too, and Frogman Returns. I definitely want to see those two. Elijah, thank you. I mean, okay. South by was very stressed. I don't want to say very stressful, but South by was a lot of fun. Took a lot out of me. I feel like I'm just now catching up on sleep. So that's cool. Just been doing a bunch of content. Everything this month is like down as far as like monetization and like views and reach and things, which is never fun, but I just gotta keep on pushing through. Gearing up for the second wave of the Overlook Film Festival just got announced today. So Overlook should be cool in the next couple weeks. I personally loved Undertone. I know it's getting absolutely destroyed through a lot of people's channels and reviews, but I loved it. Personal opinion. That movie affected me in a way that a movie has not affected me in years. See, I saw Infirmary. I didn't care for it. But Looky Loo Part 2, I'm so excited for. For some reason, like Infirmary, I just never got really locked in. I just didn't like get connected to the characters or anything like that. There's a couple of decent parts though. Yeah, do not enter, man. I mean, you do what you want. I was not a fan. It started out okay. Very basic, very cliche. You know, a group of friends have a YouTube channel. They're like these urban explorers and they go to these places that you're not necessarily supposed to go to, and they film the whole thing. They put it up on YouTube, and their views are down, relatable. So they try to find something to kind of get their views up, and they end up in this hotel that used to be run by this like gangster that supposedly he hid $300 million in this hotel. And I don't know, it started okay, and then it's just lost it, man. The Killing Cell? No, I haven't. No, I think the only thing that I saw at the Unnamed Film Festival was Infirmary. And I got a screener for that through their Instagram page. I thought I might go onto Unnamed Film Festival and like get a list of movies and like kind of reach out that way. Because there's some I do want to see. But I'm going to Chattanooga Film Festival, and they get Frogman 2. So I'll probably save that for them. I know Nolan, who worked on Looky Loo 2. So I'm talking to him about getting that. Is Killing Saw good? I think Chuck posted about it a couple of days back. Is it worth a shit? Which one I keep hearing about this found footage film at unnamed. That's all on an iPhone. I hear very good things about that. Yeah, I'm about to open this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle box. I keep hearing about a found footage film, basically all shot on iPhone. Like there's like scenes where like the phone like gets stuck in a pocket and it's literally just black for a long time. It's Pretty Lethal on streaming. Pretty Lethal, I'm pretty sure comes to Prime Video on Friday. Sydney just went to an event last night for it, so I'm pretty sure it hits Friday on Prime. God, I love these movies, man. I was supposed to see Pretty Lethal at South by Southwest, but with the schedule, it just did not work. Don't Look in the Dark. Okay, that's probably it because I've heard that name several times. Have you seen it? Ever walked out on a screening like when I'm at festivals? Or what do you mean? Oops. Because I haven't really ever, like, if I go to the movie theater and watch movies, I haven't really walked out on that. But at Fantastic Fest, there was secret screenings that I would get into. Like the first year, it was like one of the movies was that Donald Trump movie with Sebastian Stan, and I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, I'm here to watch horror. So I left that, and I left a screening of Better Man. Same thing. Like, I'm sure it's a good movie, but like I was there to watch horror. I have walked out of a couple of films at Fantastic Fest and South by where like half an hour, 45 minutes in, it just doesn't hit. So like I do leave. I haven't done it a ton though. Dude, monster cookies? Hell yeah. Yeah, but I'm eating wheat thins. Mom, I'm eating wheat thins. Reduced fat. Healthy, but monster cookies sound pretty good. Yeah. Oh shit. No, dude. Wheat thins reduce fat. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Super experimental won't be for everybody. It plays more on the tricking your brain for looking things may not be joking me out. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. See, but that's what I loved about Undertone. And people they're not like, they didn't love that. Undertone for me, you're listening to these audio recordings, and even though what's happening on the audio recordings may not be like super scary, the atmosphere within the film and the cinematography and the shadow play and everything inside that house, the entire movie, I'm looking in the corner. I'm looking in the kitchen. I'm looking up the stairs. Like I am looking because I just it felt like something was watching. I just thought the atmosphere and the environment in that movie was incredible. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what movies they were, but I walked out of a couple. Well, the Donald Trump movie with Sebastian Stan at Fantastic Fest. It was a secret screening. I just like I don't really care to watch this, so I left. Better Man was a secret screening. Again, I was like, I'd rather go home and sleep than watch this, so I left. There were a couple that I stayed half an hour, 40 minutes through, and just like I just didn't want to be there, but I don't remember the names. That's how much I really just didn't care. But I typically do not walk out of things. I usually just suffer. Dude, Goobs. The specific shot in Undertone, and she's at the desk, and it's like she's like this, and her laptop, and she's like listening, but then right here is that doorway to go like up the stairs, and it just like slow zooms and pans into like the darkness there. I was like, I swear to God, I see something. There wasn't, but the feeling that something was in that shadow looking back, I was like, brother, I'm all in. It was so good. So good. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle box. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to see Alpha this week. That sucks. Elijah, I hope it hits for you, man. I really do. I really wanted that movie to hit. I really wanted everybody to have the same experience that I did with it, which I know is not possible. I knew there was going to be a lot of haters, but man, this might be like what I talk about on the podcast this week. But like the amount of videos that I've seen for Undertone, just dragging it, and like video after video saying this is the worst movie ever made. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. The Strangers trilogy exists, and that's what you're okay. That's good. Oh yeah. W for Adam, bro. I love that. Adam's a great guy. Definitely recommend him. What's his channel?
How is no one talking
Oh,
about the fact that
Adam
he's
does
supposed to be with
movies. If I like would open up my eyes and read. Duh. So it did well at the box office, though, man. Oh, dude, 100%. No matter what, the reviews can say, yeah, dude, it crushed. To make $9 million off a $500,000 budget, that's a huge success. And it makes total sense why Ian got hired for the new Paranormal Activity. It makes perfect sense. Total perfect sense. I need someone to take this box away from me. Holy shit. They're healthy. It's a healthy snack unless you eat the whole goddamn box. What's everybody looking forward to the rest of the year? My most anticipated was Hokum. Now that I've seen Hokum, I'm kind of like, damn, okay. I'm trying to think. I'm really stoked for Backrooms. I can't wait for that. Werewolf. I cannot wait for. That'll be great. Should be. Again, depends who you ask. Dude, I saw interview with him too. Like, he said like they're going to approach the Paranormal Activity like it's going to be like fresh. So I'm really curious to see like what direction. Because I can't imagine it's just going to be like the same shit that they've been doing. But I don't know. That's fair. Yeah. I would probably say the Northman's probably my least favorite just because it's not like horror. But he's got, I mean, Northman's not a bad movie at all. He's just got his pacing. I think doesn't really work for a lot of people, and it didn't used to for me personally. Like the first time that I watched for the first time that I watched Witch, I was like, I hate this. And then I rewatched it years back, like 4 to 5 years ago, and I was like, I fuck with this. So good. Room tour video. I've done those. They don't tend to do very well. What can I do? Can I just do this? Okay. Welcome to Slashertalk's room. Okay. So you've got, here's the corner. Let me get the fuck out of the way here. This is really hard. Okay. So there's the VHSs. Little corner. Got all this stuff. This is the steelbook area. All steel books. And then this kind of starts my Umbrella, Second Sight, kind of collection there. This is all Blu-rays, sideshow collectible statues, American Mary VHS, my signed steelbook Terrifier 3, which I designed. Hell yeah. That's mostly everything here. But then it wraps around into my Hereditary, Happy Death Day. I just got this. It's so beautiful. I love it. And then this is kind of where the corner kind of gets a little messy. Don't mind it. There's additional DVDs, my VHS player, my head in a jar. So Devil's Rejects. There's some more stuff over there that I need to clean up. And then there's all my like Funko Pops that I got for Christmas. And a bunch more VHS and stuff over there. Hell yeah. I've tried to do like videos on like Facebook and TikTok showing it all off, but like no one really seems to care. So I do. I like my room. Brother, Goobs, Chuck and I, I'm probably not going to because it's going to be fucking expensive, but there's a new Fly statue coming out tomorrow that I might buy that I need to find room for, but I have a Frankenstein statue coming. I have a Killer Clowns from Outer Space statue coming. I have a life-size Michael Myers bust coming. Someone needs to take my card. I need to not buy things. Somebody needs to take my wallet. You know what, though? I am gonna live my life. I'm single. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Dude, I got Shorty. This like full, like it's like one of these statues of Shorty. I don't know why it's not here yet, to be honest. Taking fucking forever. I'm all in though. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. I do, however, need content to pay me a little bit more than it has been this month. Amazing room. When you find the time, please do a separate room tour, not live video with you talking about your collectibles. And all. Absolutely. I will definitely make a video. And just like wherever it goes is wherever it goes. Thought I need to look into some horror statues, man, but just like you, I'm afraid it will consume it. Yo, dude, 100%. The first one that I bought was this Jason. And I'm like, that's cool. And then Sideshow said, hey, we didn't just put out Jason. We have a Freddy. And I was like, oh, okay. Very smart of them to do this. But they have, when they put things out for pre-order, and they do it like 8 months to a year in advance. They put it out for pre-order, and they say, we know these things are $600-800, like $600 to $800. That was years and years and years ago. That was years ago. So now they're like 1,200, 1,500. But they gave you payment plan options. So they're like every month until it's paid, you can pay $80, $100. And I'm like, that I can do. So I bought Jason, I bought Freddy, and then they were like, we have a Leatherface. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call it quits on that. And then I started getting into like all the Marvel stuff. I've got like a bunch of Marvel things as well, but yeah. They are addicting. They are addicting. See, I did not. Is the Ghostface and the Michael Myers one, are they cool? Because when PCS first put out the Ghostface one, I don't know why. I just felt like it didn't match these. So I didn't buy it. But I think I regret it. And then the Michael one, I just never really got the opportunity to buy it. But I have a, to go along with these, I have a full Michael Myers bust coming. So that'll just be my Michael Myers thing that I have back here. Elijah, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much, man. The Ghostface is yeah, I should have bought it. Whatever. Maybe I'll find it at a convention or something sometime down the road, or they're always like re-releasing some things too. So maybe if I ever if they ever like re-release something like that, I'll probably buy it. That's what I would love. Eventually I'll move out from this house. And I just kind of like want to fill my entire house with this shit, which I think would be cool. You Cody, Chuck, GG. All three of those people are absolute gems, and I will say, legitimately, if I didn't meet Chuck, Gigi, Sydney, Cody, and like get to do all like the film festivals and everything with them, I don't know that I would still be doing content. I can't lie. So to have a support system like that is fantastic. Michael Myers one's great, but I like better the third from PCS. I also, oh, okay, cool. Unpopular opinion: the coffee table was boring. A lot of people thought so. I can definitely see why you think that, for sure. I think it is technically based off of a short film. I could be wrong. The guy that did Baskin is he remade the coffee table too. I still need to see it. I loved it, but yeah, the director of Baskin did, I think it's called oh my god. It's called hold on. It's called The Turkish Coffee Table. And it's the guy that did Baskin. I don't know if it's out yet though. I know one person that has seen it, but I don't know if it's like released yet. But I want to say it's pretty much like the same thing. It was just like for some reason they wanted like a Turkish version, so he made. I don't know. I really don't know really much about it, but I would imagine it's pretty much the same thing. So, but you never know. Like his vision, his actors might hit better for you or whatever. I feel like once you know where the coffee table is going to go, like part of what really hit for me personally when I first watched the coffee table was I'm going to assume you know who Chuck is, Cassie, but maybe you don't. My buddy Chuck, in 2024 we started like talking a bunch, and I randomly just got a text from Chuck with a link and a password, and he said, click this link, type in the password, and hit play. That's all I'm gonna fucking tell you. And when Chuck sends you something like that, you just watch it. So I knew nothing about this film, and the whole setup. Yo, about to head to work, but just want to pop in there and say have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Junior. I hope you have a great night at work. Thanks for hopping in, saying hi. I want to like it. Is the thing. I think it was just super drawn out for me, kind of like Skinamarink. Yeah. See, I need to rewatch Skinamarink. I really do, because I watched it a couple of times when it first came out, and that one didn't really hit for me personally, but I know that didn't really hit for a lot of people. But I'm one of those people that like I want to be the person that likes the weird thing. I like really do. Not that I have to, but like the fact that Skinamarink has so many like hardcore loyal fans that will defend that movie with everything. I want to be able to watch that movie and be on that same level and be like, yes. So like I have movies that doesn't really hit for me either, you know. Case in point, I love a Undertone. It's not really hitting for a lot of people. So I really like The Bone Collector 99. I don't know that I've seen that one. If it's 99. Spooky. Oh, what's up, Spooky? No, I don't think mine is what? We we were the chat's kind of slow. Would have been more impactful. I'm just saying, I want to enjoy movies and never going to open up. So see, okay, I loved the undertones so much. But what I love about here, I need to do this. The Bone Collector, 1999. Oh, Denzel Washington. Do you got live here often? Yo, so this is brand new. Brand new. I am super trying to take YouTube a lot more seriously. This year, I made a goal for myself to take YouTube a lot more seriously and to start my podcast, because not to be a Debbie Downer or a pessimist or whatever, but with the sale of TikTok that was inevitable, that happened to go through, all that. I just don't think that TikTok is going to be what it used to be. And so I'm trying not to just totally rely on TikTok. I've been growing a Facebook page for the last 8 months, which if you're not posting on Facebook, I would get on that. It might take you 3 months to kind of like build momentum or whatever, but Facebook is on a comeback run. But no, so I'm trying to get I'm trying to build an audience on a lot of different platforms and not be so reliant on one. And YouTube, I mean, I've always heard it's so hard and it's a monster of a platform. But I think, like, from my experience talking with Cody Leach and Sean Chandler and knowing other YouTubers and things like Chris from 3C Films, great guy. I've been chatting with him for a year and a half now at different events. Like, they just live and breathe and die by YouTube. So I've read that going live kind of helps put things out into the algorithm, and the watch time here counts towards monetization, hours that you need to hit monetization and things. So I figured, why not just hop on YouTube and see what happens. I really wasn't doing anything this afternoon. I'm gonna make some food here like in an hour, and Apex Legends just dropped a new patch, so I might check that out later tonight, or I should probably watch a movie. I should like do my job and like watch a movie, but I just watched like 20 movies at South by Southwest, so I'm kind of movied out. Yeah, I know that bringing up the reality of socials shouldn't be a Debbie Downer, but like, depending on depending on who you talk to, and then you kind of run the risk of like, well, why do you think that? Well, these political reasons. Oh, don't get political. Like, so it's just like try to like walk that line of like, this is the reality, but also no one has to listen. We ready for him? Justin, love you, brother. Elijah, have a great night. Enjoy Project Hail Mary. It's fantastic, man. Should do a lot more YouTube videos, not just live videos, physical media, collectibles. Yeah. Yes. What I want to do, Reaper, is this year I wanted to get in the habit of at least posting on YouTube once a week. Or like, no, my goal was like once a month, right? And I posted like Primate review, 28 years later review, and I didn't hate doing it, but it's just really hard to like spend hours and hours on a video and then get like 50 views. So it's very discouraging. So then I swapped to, okay, well, if I start my podcast, right, and I record a podcast, but I also record video, that would be, so then I'm creating my podcast, but then I can take the video and then post it on YouTube as well. So then I've gotten in the habit of posting on YouTube once a week. And I was kind of hoping that like the podcast videos would like, at least I hope it starts getting the algorithm here being like, he's consistent. But I 100% agree that I need to not just post podcast, that I need to start doing like actual videos of like physical media and stuff. But like my physical media short form videos never really do very well because I just assume that nobody really cares. Um, but maybe I'll do like a full length YouTube like room tour for sure. That's a yeah. Cassie, I 100% agree. I started this entire YouTube journey, or not even YouTube, like content journey. Um, and I don't know if you've listened to my podcast or not. So if you have, this might be a little bit of like a retread. But like I literally started because I was at like the lowest of the low in like mental health, and I legitimately just needed something to get me out of bed that I can like work on and like in activity. So I was watching so many horror films and I'm like, why don't I just like make content I'll just post on TikTok? And I just did that every single day, literally just because I just wanted to talk about horror movies. I just needed something to fucking do. So like it just at at the core, like I just did this to bring me some like joy and happiness. And now it's low key turned into like what I do for a job. So it's insane. You watch over 200 movies. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm a psycho. 2024, I watched 400, which I love that. I love that. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. What has been what's been your I'm always curious, out of the movies that you can remember that you watched because I posted, what's been your favorite or like 2 or 3? Because there's always movies that I'm like, "This one's gonna hit. This is a hidden gem. Everybody's gonna love this." Oh, you don't live in the US. That's interesting. That's cool. I'm so I'm so happy that my channel reaches outside of the US. Oh, that's great to hear because I get a lot of shit from people. They say you spoil a lot. I'm like, I genuinely do not think I do. Because I hate when people spoil shit. Like I mean, I will take this one on the chin, although I don't necessarily agree with it. But when I talked about Abigail like a month and a half ago, and how like the marketing campaign like ruined the movie, and people were like, "Way to spoil that movie!" And I'm like, I, I'm talking about how the marketing spoiled it. Raper, if you live outside of the Bay. Oh, I love the Bay. All 3 of those movies are fantastic, by the way. Train to Busan, yes, sir. I think Infested. You live in Greece. Interesting. Okay. Infested. I don't know his name off the top of my head. I think it's Sebastian something, I think, but he's working on the new Evil Dead. If his new Evil Dead is just as good as Infested, I would. The Good Neighbor, Cassie, don't even get me started. I feel like I've yelled about The Good Neighbor now for like a year, and I'm so happy at least somebody watched it because I feel like nobody watched it. Because I still see nobody talking about that movie. It's so good. So good. Mhm. Yeah, I should do another video on The Good Neighbor soon. I need to I should rewatch that. That one was dude, The Good Neighbor is so good. I don't care what anybody says. The one that got the most traction for me that year was Godless the Eastfield Exorcism. I put out my video for that and like I think I yelled and screamed about Godless the Eastfield Exorcism I think for I mean a month. And I hopped on a TikTok live and somebody asked about, and I finally was just like, all of you motherfuckers need to watch Godless the Eastfield Exorcism. And within 48 hours, creator after creator after creator was just making videos. And I was like, finally, brother. No, I agree. Godless is so good. I'm talking I can't wait to see Nick Kazakis' new film. I cannot wait. Yeah, because I've said it over and over and over. I'm not a huge fan of exorcism and possession movies because they end up all being the same thing. But Godless wrecked me, dude. And Georgia Ayers, put some respect on her fucking name. Hell of an actor. And honestly, I wouldn't have watched Godless the Eastfield Exorcism if it wasn't for Violet, which I think Violet is also incredibly underrated. But Violet starts kind of getting into when people say, "Oh, it's artsy." So I get why people don't necessarily fuck with that one, but Cassie, did you check out BB BI? It's not a straight horror, but also very good. Goobs, you haven't seen Violet yet. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Violet and BB, I think, are ones that like I could see why, like, if you're wanting to watch a straight horror, you're not gonna get like straight horror. They're both like slower excuse me. Slower burns definitely takes their time. But there's a moment in each one of those films where I was like, "Yep, all in. You fucking got me, dude." So good. What'd you think of In My Skin? Because that's one I think for me, like I don't love it as much as others do, but it's always on like underrated body horror lists and things, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Dude, now I just want to go back and I want to rewatch The Good Neighbor. I need to rewatch Godless.
Living in Europe is quite difficult for me to watch live streaming shows from US. Now it's almost midnight in my country and I have to get some sleep. Busy day. Reaper, have a great night. Get some great sleep. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, that's fair. It is a really sad movie. And maybe that's why, like, I don't think I went into that movie with like the right expectations. Because I was expecting like a straight horror, body horror kind of thing, which I mean it is, but like whenever I see it on lists or like it's being talked about with in tandem with like other films, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be crazy, and it's not a crazy movie, but Goobs, Coming Home in the Dark, I watched on Netflix like 5-6 years ago. I remember liking it. It's not one that really like stuck with me. But that's the one about like the correct me if I'm wrong. That one's about the boys that grew up in like the boy home, like the boys home, right? I don't want to say anything else and possibly spoil. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to give that one a rewatch too. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I think that's the movie when she's like sitting at like the table. Can't remember it was it with like family or her work? I think it was her work, right? Yeah. Yep. That scene was crazy, dude. See, I sit there and say I don't really remember movies or details from things, but oh shit, new survival thriller from Netflix. Oh, Charlize Theron. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. No, Sam, I forget random details, but then I remember the film like is yeah. I agree. There's Sydney has such horror chronicles. She has such a great memory. Like you can like we'll just be chit chatting about stuff and she'll pull out facts and dates and I'm like, bro, I have to rewatch this entire movie to have a conversation. Awful. Awful. I think that's what I'm gonna do this week. I need to look to see because I'm not gonna be able to see Alpha because it's not coming out anywhere near me. Which sucks. But maybe I'll rewatch Godless the Good Neighbor this week. Because those will hit. Those would be a good time. I hope you like Whistle more than I did. I genuinely hope you do. I saw the first season of Yellow Jackets, part of season 2, and I just kind of like never went back. I hear it's great though. It's hard for me to watch. It's been harder for me to watch like TV shows recently. I'll just like jump into a movie, sit down, watch it beginning to end, and see. Yeah, I watched the first season, part of season 2. I didn't see any of season 3 though. But like the new Daredevil season's dropping. I really want to watch that. Chuck keeps getting me to try to watch The Pit. I should watch The Pit. He rants and raves about that. I need to watch From. See, that's what Chuck says too. He says The Pit's amazing. I'll probably watch that at some point. There's just so much on my list. Like you. Just so much to watch. Oh, it's gory. See, it's so weird. Like I can watch Art the Clown shove a chainsaw up somebody's ass and cut him in half, and I'm fine. But like you start getting into like medical dramas, like Grey's Anatomy and shit. Like you start showing me that kind of gore, makes me sick. Yep. I start getting tingly, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. Oh, okay. So maybe I won't be a fan of that. How many seasons of the Pit? Is it just one? Oh, dude, yeah, no, I have movies on my watch list that I started. I made a watch list the second season. Okay, cool. I made a watch list starting back in 2024, and I just keep finding new things to watch, and I don't watch my watch list, and then I forget about it, and there's all just so many things are constantly coming out. There's only 3 of you in here, so this won't get clipped or anything. I'm curious, did any of you see Gale Yellow Brick Road when it was in theaters that one night? I want to get some different opinions. Oh, hello, collector. I don't see you very often. Good. That's awesome. I really loved some aspects of it. There were some great shots. I loved the character design of Patches. I thought he was he was great. His acting too, like that slow moving through the forest. It just didn't hit for me. But it seems like they're setting up for like a universe or a sequel or something. Which is pretty cool. and everybody that I met that like made the like they're so incredibly sweet. Again, that goes back to the whole like I really wanted to like it, but I just didn't. I just didn't. Yeah, I really need to get on my From watching. For sure. I know season. Oh, you didn't like Oddity? Oh. Are you trying to hurt me? If you're trying to hurt me, it works. Oddity was in my top 2. Dude, I loved it. The Collector is underrated. I agree. Yeah, let's swap topics. No, it's cool. A really deep outlook with Gail Brother I talk about for a long time. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I got to see Hokum at South by. Question, do you like Caveat? But also, yes, they finally got I guess like all the rights and everything works out. So like from what I know, the collection is moving forward, or the collected. You like Caveat more than Oddity. Cool. I think there might be hope that there might be a small bit of hope for you to like Hokum. Because I feel like Hokum was a blend. Yeah, if the collection could come back now, that would be amazing. I cannot wait. That's fair. I would venture to say, though, if you're not a big fan of Oddity, you're probably not going to like Hokum, but you never know. Never know until you try. What is that? Yeah, that'd be cool. He's probably got a fucked up face, dude. I would assume. What would his face look like? I would assume it would be pretty Jason-esque. Yeah, there's gotta be something. I'm sure he's fucked up. But also, maybe you wanting to see his face is the reason why they will not show it to you. Maybe it's just some normal looking dude that works at Costco. You never know. Oh, yeah. I could see that. All I will say is that I'm still dumbfounded by the amount of people that have not seen those two movies. I think they're great. I think they're great. See, yeah. How's it feel? I have my movies look like that, man. It's like what, dude, it's like when people it's like when people look at me and say The Strangers sucks, and I'm like, what do you mean? Dude, I cannot wait for Pinocchio Unstrung, man. I cannot wait for that shit. That's a movie that has no business looking as good as it does based off the trailer. What do you mean it's now on my chair? The fact that Robert Englund is playing Jiminy Cricket. Well, I don't know if he can technically be called that. I can't remember if that's what his name is. I think so. But the GOAT himself is playing Jiminy, and then you've got Richard Brake, which I don't care what anybody says. Richard Brake is a scary motherfucker. Yep, Robert Englund's playing Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio. And he even does the whole like Freddy glove thing, but it's some people might think it's cheesy, but Richard Brake, yeah, dude, he's scary as hell. He's in a lot of the Rob, yep, he's in a lot of the Rob Zombie shit. He played the old guy in Barbarian. He unfortunately was in the Strangers trilogy, which was terrible, but he's got a lot of great things under his belt. Richard Brake's monologue as Doomhead in 31 is incredible. And anybody that says that he sucks, yeah, you don't need to watch the Strangers trilogy, to be honest. In my opinion, and this is probably hyperbolic, which I'm going to complain about on my podcast tomorrow, probably, if I go with that topic. But I want to say that, like, however bad you think the Strangers trilogy is, it's probably worse. Like, it's not good. See, I think 31 is incredibly overhated, for sure. I have a good time. I have a good time with that. Removes from watch list. Cassie, I know I've said this in my videos and things. You've probably seen it. But we were at Fantastic Fest. World premiere of Strangers Chapter 2. I'm in the Alamo Theater, in the theater with Rennie Harlan, Madeline Pesh, like the producer, everybody. And they're like, this is the story that we needed, that we wanted to tell. We just had to get through the first one. Be sure to stick around for a Q&A afterwards, blah, blah, blah. They took their seats. There is a point, there is a moment in Strangers Chapter 2. It was not good up until that point, but then there is a something happens that I will not spoil in case you haven't. There is something that happens. I'm sitting in my seat, and I'm sitting right next to Cody Leach. And at the same time, we both leaned in, and basically he was like, what the fuck is happening? And you could hear laughter from like 5 to 6 rows back. People were like, what is going on? Like, one of the most awkward movie watching experiences in my life, because you knew you were in the theater with the producer, the director, the main actress, and like there is something happening on screen that is not meant to be fun, and the entire theater is just laughing at the movie. It was so awkward. I was like, holy shit. Not good, dude. Yeah, I think Madeline will be fine. I don't know though. We'll see. But I think she's lined up for something else horror related for last thing I read. But no, it was so incredibly awkward. Yeah, the vibes were just off to the point that the Q&A didn't even happen. See, I don't think Pray at Night is that bad. In my opinion, it's a good movie. I just don't like it near as much as the original. Pray at Night for me felt like a Netflix version of The Strangers. And like, I don't even try to mean that in like a derogatory, like negative way. It just felt like Strangers for a different audience. Because it absolutely does not have like the same tone. But the argument can be made like you can't really, like, in a case in point, like Strangers Chapter 1, they tried to basically like remake the first one, and you just can't. You can't recreate the first one. So like arguably Pray at Night should have had a different tone, which it did, and it works. I just wildly prefer the tone of the original. I'm not saying Pray at Night sucks at all. Yeah, I think I think the original Strangers is a masterpiece. I love it. See, I'm the same way. I 100% understand that every horror movie can't have a miserable, traumatic ending for sure. Because I think part of the horror experience as well that people love, and part of the experience of the genre that I think is great, is having a space where you can sit down, hit play, watch a movie, and just throw yourself into that world and feel all the anxiety, the stress, the the fear, the dread, the anxiety, and like have a space where you can process and feel all that shit at your own pace, your own time. If you're watching at home, you can hit pause, you can hit stop, you can take breaks, whatever. Like going through that, and then at the end being shown that like you can go through all this shit and like end up surviving all that. I think that's great. I think that's a message and things that, some people, that's why they watch horror. So I'm not taking anything away from that. But I love, especially when US horror crosses that line, because it's very rare. You just get this. You just get this. I watch a lot of horror, and I know typically that like 80% of the time, whatever I'm watching, like there's going to be a final girl. People are going to make it out. They're going to be okay. Debatably okay. Will they have all this trauma that they have to go? Yes, all that shit. But like inevitably, there's going to be a happy ending, right? So I love when horror movies decide, actually, we're going to pull the rug from underneath you, and this is just sad and dreadful and not a happy ending whatsoever. And I think that's also very important endings and stories to tell, because life isn't fair. It's not easy, and not everybody does make it out the other side. I think you really do have to have movies that express that. And for me, the ones that do cross that line are the ones that sit with me the most. The Mist, Eden Lake, the original Speak No Evil, the ending to Kidnapped, just the good, yes, the good in the neighbor. Like there's these movies that just kind of like, man, because it crossed that line, and just like that's what's gonna stick with me personally. If every ending was happy, I'm like, oh my god. Which villain did I just went on a rant? So sorry. Which villain do you prefer, Gladys, Remick? I'll take Remick every day of the week. What Amy Madigan did with Gladys was super cool. And I think she very much deserves her Oscar. But like, I didn't hate Weapons, but I did not love Weapons near as much as everybody else. But Gladys specifically, her character was fantastic. But I really, if I had to pick between her or Remick, I'm taking Remick. I think oh, that's my gut. That's my gut reaction. Yeah, so many people had fun with weapons. I think that's my problem is because like the ending of that film, it just like finally got to this point where like shit was getting ready to hit the fan. We were intense, and then Zach Kreger just, in my opinion, too many times cut the fucking tension to be funny, and I was like, I'm annoyed now. I think for me, if the ending of that film was just like a straight, like maybe pause once for a little break of tension, but like, when Josh Brolin goes into the house, when Josh Brolin went into that house and like the zombie or whatever comes like rushing to him and he knocks him down, and then he gets up and he knocks him down, again. I got that, but then it happened a third time, and I was like, "What are we? It's not funny." To me, it wasn't funny. I just found it annoying. And then he does it a fourth time, and I was like, "Brother, you've now pissed me off." So then it tried to bring this tension back, and it worked. He did bring the tension back, and I was so locked in, man. Kids were chasing Gladys through the windows. I was like, dude, this is incredible. And then it stopped for the Benny Hill, like set where she's like running through the yard and the guy's mowing the yard. People love that scene. I thought it was just real dumb. So then like he cut for that, and I was kind of like, I'm just annoyed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really need to sit down and watch Weapons again. I have it on Blu-ray, so maybe I'll like throw it in one of these days and give it a rewatch, because I like the hype for Weapons was just so fucking through the roof that like I need to sit down and watch it a second time. I just remember leaving the theater just like so disappointed. Like it's not even a bad movie. I gave it like a three. It's like 3.5 out of 5. But so I used to, yes, I used to eat some candy. Not so much anymore. And this is the reason. I stopped drinking alcohol like 4 years ago. I celebrated being sober from alcohol 4 years in January of this year. But part of what helped me stay sober off that was I was taking edibles. Candy. Sorry, candy. I was eating some candy. In game, of course. And I felt like I like replaced that. Like I just replaced alcohol with candy. I was using it like all the time. So I kind of stopped doing that because plus it was costing me so much money. So I just kind of like stopped everything. But there are a few movies. Oddities 1 that I had partaken in some candy, And dude, I was locked the fuck in. Late Phases, I've never seen it. Where can I watch that at? Yeah, if I could replace that stuff with exercise, lose a bunch of weight and get fit, that'd be great, but I hate the gym. I'm just lazy as hell. It's on Prime. Okay, cool. Late Phases. What kind of werewolf movie is it? Like if you had to compare it to one. 5. Okay. Yeah, I think werewolf movies can be hit and miss. I think the last one I watched was Howl. I think Howl. I think that's what it's called. 30 Days a Night rips. I just bought this. I just bought the 30 Days a Night Steelbook. I spent way too much money on it, but it's coming. I love that movie. Oh, your first one? That's cool. That scene, she's like, please, God. No, God. So good. No, God. Incredible scene. Incredible scene. Okay, guys, I need to hop off here. Silver Bullet meets Bowie. One of the five. All right, cool. I will definitely check it out, man. Thank you. Yep, I'm getting ready to get off too. It's 5:15. I got some missed calls and emails that I have to kind of attend to, but thank you guys for hanging out. It was great. Thanks for chatting. I'm gonna try to do this like once or twice a week or whatever. Just hang out when I'm bored. So thank you guys for hopping on, hanging out, chatting. It's been awesome. Hopefully one of these days we can get like a lot more people, in here. We can just like have a big ass conversation. But thank you guys. Have a great night. Deuces.